this video will explain the sales section of AutoFluent settings. Click on the gear icon and the Setup Entry interface will open. In the Sales column, click on Sales Tax Rates. Here you can add any sales tax types that you need to, as well as edit existing ones. If your shop has a single location, name your primary tax type as local to avoid any confusion with your other entered tax rates. If you are in a multi-store environment, you may want to name the local sales tax rate after the name or location of each shop so that you can assign the correct sales tax type to each location. On the lower half of the screen, you can add a name for the tax rate that you are creating. You can also set the primary parts and labor tax rate percentage. The retread field can be used to not only set the tax rates for retread tires, but also of any other secondary tax rate your area charges. Simply change the field to the name of the secondary rate and enter the appropriate values in each box. This tax rate will show as a separate tax rate on your quotes, work orders, and invoices. If this tax rate changes after a certain dollar amount, you can set both the cutoff amount and cutoff rate percentage. Any amount above the set threshold will be taxed at this cutoff rate. Optionally, you can also select which tax authorities this collected tax goes to. To understand how tax authorities works, click the Sales Tax Authorities tab. Here you can create any of the tax authorities that make up your sales tax. When you click the New button, you will assign a 3-digit code to this tax authority. You will also add a description and, of course, the applicable tax rates. Once you have created the tax authorities that you need to, you can go back to the Sales Tax Rates tab and assign up to 3 sales tax authorities to each type of tax in your system. You can also calculate the selected sales tax rate by combining the tax rates of your selected sales tax authorities. Finally, if the taxes collected from the selected tax authorities are to be collected after all other taxes have been added, check this box. After entering a new sales tax rate or editing an existing tax rate, make sure to save your changes and restart your AutoFluent system. One other note is that it's always better to rename and adjust an existing tax rate than it is to delete a tax rate. If a lot of your customers are assigned to a tax rate that is deleted from your system, the customer will no longer have an assigned tax rate. This could be problematic when creating an invoice if it isn't caught by an employee. The next setting is Sales Categories. Here you can create and configure each sales category that you want to assign your customers to. Here you can set a default price level and tax type. Check this box if you just want the system to display the title of a tire installation package instead of every line and item included in that package for this particular sales category. If your shop has a counter that only caters to one type of sales category, as an option you can select a default sales category for this particular workstation. Any new customer that comes in at that workstation will automatically be assigned that sales category unless a different category is manually selected. Here you can enter a custom work order, statement, and invoice message for this sales category. Here you can select which email template you would like to use for your thank you email. You can either use a pre-existing template or create a new one just for this instance. If divisions are set up in your AutoFluent system, you can select which division this sales category is under, and your company name on the invoice headers for that category will reflect the name of this division. This drop-down lets you select the invoice style that will print for this sales category. The Referred By button is where you can enter any methods that your new customers are referred to you by. These will be available for selection in the Referred By drop-down on quotes and work orders. Shipping methods let you assign how the items on the invoice are being shipped to your customer. You can enter any carriers you use or even the name of the trucks or drivers in your own fleet. You could also use this field to enter the name of a technician that will be dispatched for mobile repair work. The Terms button is where you can set up both the terms that you offer to your customers and the terms that you have with your vendors. If the term is cash only, check this box. If this term only applies to vendors, check this box. Make sure that this box is checked if you want this term to be active in your system. For each term, you can set detailed parameters on both the due date and discounts given for early payments. You can set whether the due by date is based on a particular day of the month or a set amount of days after purchase. You can configure up to 3 different discounts for each term you create in a system.